guys, remember? Do you remember in Iowa and New Hampshire with the national sort of Democratic supporters and the party primary people in the early states? It was all young Twitter people. Not in New Jack City, man. New Yorkers know Andrew Yang. Shit. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Brandon. I'll pay you later. Shoot, the older people have higher favorability of the Yang than the young people. Dude has 70% favorable from 65-year-olds. Thank you, old people. If anything, it's these young 18 to 24-year-olds who don't realize that they could be getting basic income on their 18th birthday, which is probably more help than they've ever gotten from the government. Yeah, so that's awesome. And then in terms of where is his most unfavorable, there isn't one group. There's some 25 to 34-year-olds that are 17% unfavorable, but I don't know, nothing huge there. And then in terms of awareness, again, he has only never heard of his name is only 9% total. And of those, it's mostly the young people, again, 18 to 24. So if you previously were concerned that Yang was a moron for taking the CNN job, and you were saying, wow, he's selling out, bros, MF Yang now has basically 90% name awareness in New York City. You think he would? I don't think he would be there if he didn't have that CNN job. So kudos, Andrew, playing chess, man. You know, people talk about Donald Trump playing 4D chess. Number one, I agree. He doesn't play chess. He'd be like the little kid that eats the checkered pieces, as my boy Scaramucci said. But Yang with 91% awareness and favorability of 61, and most importantly, nice and even across the board for the ages. And then for men, 66%. Actually, there's less women in favor than men. So that's not new. We've had that gap in the past. So we're going to need to work on the women. But for the women that are home taking care of a kid or a family member or a parent, you would think that over time, the idea of basic income will be compelling. And then in terms of race, he's 69% favorable. He's most favorable with the whites, and he's least favorable with the Hispanics. Only 41% of Hispanics are favorable. And in fact, in terms of never heard of, 12% of Hispanics have never heard of him. 12% of blacks have never heard of him. Only 4% of Asians have never heard of him. However, he has less favorability with the Asians than he does with the whites. So there you go. And in terms of borough, he's pretty much popular across the board with the exception of Brooklyn. I'm not sure what's going on in Brooklyn. Maybe there is is AOC from Brooklyn? She might be. I don't know, but it's nice. It's 60% favorable in all of the boroughs except for Brooklyn, where he's still majority, 51% favorable. So net, this is why Andrew's running is,
Dad,
yeah.
$5 again.
Oh, ring that bell, bro. Ring it. Ring that bell. Ring it. Woo! Woo! So Yoon Jae Lee has been a subscriber since the summer of 19.
And people, the guy Nell,
yeah,
was the one. He earlier in the chat he said that Yoon also should come on the show. same time
Oh,
with Nell.
all right, all right. So Yoon and Nell, do you guys want to do you want to join this discussion? Do either of you want to join this discussion? Because if you do,
No.
all right. Nell follows me on Twitter. So Nell, I'm gonna DM you the link to join this stream, and then Yoon, if you DM me on the Twitter, then I'll DM you back with the secret link to join. Okay.
Secret.
It is secret, brah. All right. Well, let's see if we can find Nell. Nell, where are you, bro? Here's Nell.
Aha.
And then Yoon, you want to put your handle in the chat, and then I'll look you up on Twitter. Oh shit, maybe Yoon's not on the Twitter.
Thank you for saying that.
Oh shoot, did I say it?
Yeah, you said. We can
Oh,
record.
Nell is connected with Yoon, so
Oh.
I'll send the link to Nell,
And you will.
and then Nell will send it to the Yoon.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't see no Yoon on my
It's kind of
DMs.
confusing the chat.
Is it confusing?
Send it to Yoon. I'm connected to Yoon.
All right. So while we're waiting, let me see if I have any more data to share, because I know people don't want to just watch us waiting for Nell and Yoon to click on their links.
Yoon says that he has he's a different Twitter account and he has a different name on his Twitter.
Okay.
He says Clavier777.
So, but Nell's going to send it to him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. While we're doing that, why don't you guys in the chat ask me anything while we're waiting for Yoon and Nell? Clavier 777. Brandon, read me any questions if they have questions.
Okay. I don't see any questions yet, but okay.
All right, Yoon, I just sent you. I saw your DM on Twitter. No questions for me. I can tell you. Well, I'll tell you. I'll ask myself a question. What have I been fired up about on Twitter? I'll show you. Share screen. Chromie. So this is, by the way, if you guys are not following me on Twitter, I'm at Nerds for Yang.
Question: how's Mrs. Nerd? She's shopping for milk.
She is shopping for milk. Mama is shopping for milk because Brandon drinks a lot of milk. He's going to turn into a cow at some point. Okay, so what I was tweeting was, folks, I know everybody's excited.
Oh, somebody joined.
Oh, Yoon is in the house. All right, let me get Yoon. I'm going to bring you in 1 second. But I wanted to tell you, I know everybody's excited about the vaccine. I am too. You probably won't get it until maybe March, April, if you're lucky. So please, 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 please wear a mask. When you're in a crowded area, I would wear an N95 personally.
Wait, I think it says add to stream.
Yeah, just wait 1 second, dude. I got to finish my public service announcement. Wear an N95 if you're in a crowded indoor area. Wear any kind of mask all the time. Stay 6 feet apart and stay home for Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We all want to celebrate. For those of us who practice in the Christian faith, the birth of Jesus is fantastic. Just do it at home. Don't be getting to any airports or leaving your pod. God will forgive you. And God's everywhere. He doesn't need you to travel all over the place. Okay.
From the Austin
favorite Yang Gang YouTuber. Oh. You know who I like? New Progressive Voice. Yeah. I think that channel doesn't get enough credit. And we've had NPV on here in the past multiple times on different panels. Joshua, who's also in California from NPV. So that's my favorite. Brandon, do you want to take Kamala's seat as vice president?
Who do you want, actually?
Who do you want?
Yeah.
Wow, they're asking you questions.
Obviously, Andrew Yang.
Oh, you want Andrew Yang to take Kamala's seat as but that would be hard because he doesn't live in California. Technically, it might be legal if you were to move here, but but I appreciate your loyalty to Andrew. Any other questions before we bring on Yoon Jae Lee that you saw? We good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, Yoon Jae Lee in the house.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, Tom. Thank you for having me on. I've been a fan for a long time.
Well,
I hear an echo. I hear.
Oh, let's see. Maybe. Well, it's not from me. It might be your audio speakers coming from your laptop.
Oh, okay. There's like a delay. I can hear myself 5 seconds after I speak.
Yeah, well, he's muted. Brandon's muted on his machine.
Okay.
And I can't mute, otherwise I won't be able to. So I think what's happening is the audio is coming from your laptop, and then it's coming back into your mic. Huh?
I don't know who you said was your favorite Yang Gang, but
Josh.
Oh yeah, this guy is there.
Oh, Trumper for Yang? Yeah, he's great too, man. We like Trumper for Yang.
Oh, I know what it was. I had the live stream on while
in another
I was
tab?
in the StreamYard on another window. That's what it was.
So
good
to know.
Myself. Mm-hmm.
Good to know. So Yoon Jae, man, are you in New York City?
Yes, I actually live very close to Andrew Yang, like 4 blocks away. And my cousin lives in his building.
So you're physically close to the center of the Yang universe. What are you thinking, man? Are you excited?
Well, it's very interesting to have Andrew run for mayor. That would be very, very exciting because he's our homeboy. Hey.
What's up, Nell?
How you doing? Can you guys hear me? I just want to check. I didn't get to check my mic.
Yeah, mic's fine.
If I'm using the right mic. Okay, Snowball, good. Hey, Brandon, nice to see you, brother.
Up. So,
Yoon, how you doing? Yoon, you worked. I'm sorry to interrupt. First of all, hello, nerds.
Hello, nerds.
Oh, that's right. Hello, nerds.
Hello, nerds.
You can't come on Nerds for Humanity and not say hello, nerds.
I love it.
That's right.
Thank you for reminding us.
Yoon, you worked, if I'm not mistaken, on the Herzog campaign, correct?
I was helping out, and I collected some signatures.
Yeah.
I was just trying to be, helping out the Yang Gang. And was it yesterday we were, out in Prospect Park trying to get awareness for cash relief with the income movement. So yeah, we're still doing stuff. And your name came up yesterday in the NYC Yang Gang because we were going to ask you to maybe do some designs and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I'm always up for that. Yeah, no, but that's how we're connected, Tom, through the Herzog campaign.
It's funny. I was on the Twitter, and there were people talking about, well, should Humanity Forward endorse one of the candidates who was running against Herzog? Starts with a B, Boyle something.
Lindsay Boylan. She's running for borough president. She's running for borough president. Yes.
Borough president.
So here's the thing, Tom. So I don't know if people noticed, but I think Lindsay's husband he's Korean, and he served on the board for Venture for America. So I think Lindsay knows Andrew from the past.
Whoa. So Lindsay knows Andrew, and when this is the same person I think she has like reddish brown hair. When she was in the debate with Herzog and Nadler, and Nadler, it seemed like she was very kind of like dismissive and not taking basic income seriously, which is surprising if she must be familiar with Andrew and his ideas and probably knows that he's not a crazy person.
I don't really know the backstory, but somebody on Twitter sent me a picture of Lindsay's husband, and he was on a chart where they had all the names of the board members of Venture for America. So I think that's what it is. I'm not 100% sure because I have no affiliation.
Did you guys watch that debate?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I watched it and I felt like, there was a little bit of eye rolling, and I don't know, it just didn't feel like she was very open to Herzog's kind of efforts to try and promote basic income as a real solution for a lot of problems.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna reserve a lot of what I'm gonna say, but
Or not, Nell. I mean, it's just you two.
Oh, we
But,
know there was a little
yeah.
drama going
There was
on.
a little drama going
Yeah.
on that happened, and I don't really want to talk about it. But the truth is, with Lindsay, what I know is I asked her directly on Twitter. I
Mhm.
said, are you for UBI? When I found out about her at first, because I had no idea. I thought that Jonathan, when I was a volunteer on his team, I thought that he was just running against Nadler. I had no idea about Lindsay, and when I found out about Lindsay, then I sent her just a straight up question. Hey, I said, "Your spill the tea." Well, what happened? Anyway, so what happened was I sent her a message on Twitter asking, "Hey," and this was a public question. I said, "Are you for universal basic income?" Because nowhere on your ad does it say it.
Mm.
And so I don't remember exactly the exact exchange how it happened, but I know what happened. I found out that about Lindsay Boylan because Jen Perlman from Florida
Yeah, I remember.
endorsed
That's right. Yeah.
endorsed she decided to endorse Lindsay Boylan, but
Oh,
Jen Perlman was endorsed by Humanity Forward, and yet so I said, wait a minute, if Jen Perlman is for UBI, why isn't she endorsing Jonathan Herzog, who's for UBI?
Mm.
And so that's where it came up, and so I asked Lindsay if she was for UBI. She said yes. I was like, well, it's not on your commercial. And then I asked Jen Perlman, why did you endorse her if she's not for UBI? So there was this exchange that went, and it didn't end up too pretty, but anyway.
So is she for or not, Boylan?
Well, I mean, I know that she's for help, like for instance, like temporary help during the pandemic. Yes, Lindsay Boylan is for that, but she's not really pro UBI. From my take, she's not pro universal basic income the way we know that universal basic income should be, right? Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, these were the results.
Yeah, that's the Lindsay Boylan. Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I'm not saying there should be these purity tests or anything
Yeah.
in terms of, the Yang Gang and how we sort of invest our efforts. But I do feel like it's hard for me to get excited about someone who not only doesn't support truly universal basic income, but also, at least for me, she came across a little condescending, a little bit like kind of looking down her nose at Herzog. And, I know Herzog's worked his ass. Oh, sorry, Brandon. Worked his butt off.
Yeah.
And he's going to make me pay for every time I've said these things.
No,
That's why
Brandon didn't hear you. Brandon, you didn't hear.
Brandon's counting his money already.
Well, I'm sorry, really quick,
No,
Tom. Those results, just keep in mind, those results, voting results, not all of the mail-in ballots were counted in New York.
Mm.
They didn't count mail-in ballots. So those results are as of, without the mail-in ballots. So we don't know really what the real actual count is.
Yeah.
Because in New York, they didn't even count the mail-in ballots for the primary.
I agree.
Oh, that means my
Lamar.
vote didn't count because I sent in a mail-in ballot.
Well, maybe they'll count it eventually.
I don't know.
But the thing is, like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Andrew has this kind of very authentic, and a lot of people who were running like of the Yang Gang for Congress, I felt like they came across very grounded and very like truly humanity first. And I don't know, the Boylan she came across, I don't know, a little bit like career politician, like, you know, super ambitious and everything, but I don't know, like very kind of the Democratic Party dogma type candidate, you know, like this is the same thing we've been hearing.
I don't really know much about Lindsey Borland, but I think the real, I mean, for us, the people who are like OG Yang Gang and they were inspired to run by, you know, by Andrew, I think are the most authentic and the candidates that we can really, really relate to, like Jonathan, like Erica, like, you know, many of the other people that, you know, were running. So I think there's a difference between people who are established politicians who are trying to adapt Andrew's ideas for whatever, you know, for either for their own political gain or they feel like it's a good idea, as opposed to people who are truly inspired by Andrew, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. And I wouldn't like, you kind of know a Yang Gang for Congress person from a mile away because they don't seem like a traditional candidate, and maybe that's, you know, why we struggled.
They seem very normal, like normal.
Yeah,
people,
like every day, like this is not something they've been planning their whole life kind of thing. But yeah, I guess what, you know, hopefully what would be great is if we saw the Boylan kind of extend an olive branch, and maybe Lindsay, if you ever want to come on to the Nerds channel. Oh, is that true? Did Mama come home? Okay. If you ever want to come on to the Nerds channel, Lindsay, and talk about your views on basic income, maybe I was too much rooting for Herzog when I watched that debate, and you know, be great to, yeah.
Well, I mean, well, then again, remember she was doing a lot of eye rolls and a lot of, like, she was very dismissive and not really respectful during the like, she kind of seemed bored sometimes during the debate.
Yeah, it could have been that she didn't realize she was on screen. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, I think she knew she was on screen. But, I mean, they did it.
Well, I think people didn't know how they came across because Jonathan was sitting so far back. It was hard to see his face, and everybody in the live chat was saying, you know, sit closer. But of course, he couldn't hear us. But yeah, so it may not have come across to see, you know, how she was actually seeing herself on the screen.
Yeah, well, it's something to note that during that debate, the only person who's actually uttered the words universal basic income was Jonathan Herzog.